Hey, gun people! Woo, doggies! This is a good one, man. You talk about going from 0 to 60 and seeing the cockroaches scatter when the lights come on. You do not want to be in a stairwell when a dude starts shooting at you. You set yourself up. This is a bad situation, man. These cops did okay, but, man. Here we go.
What's going on? Did you call?
Yeah, I gave you a call.
What's going on?
Okay, so this guy, we know he's ready to shoot. 1, 2, 3 officers. I think there was 3 officers. Is there 4?
What's going on? Did you call?
Yeah, I gave you a call.
What's going on?
So these cops are already leery because they're talking downstairs and they're kind of staying to the side and they're being a little leery anyway, which is good. So I think they're okay, but after they talked to him a little bit, this guy was so calm, he kind of like baited them in like, oh, yeah, I called. Come on in. You know, he didn't say, I got a gun. I'm going to start shooting at your ass as soon as you get up here. So he baited them in, got them to drop their guard, and they lined up in this fatal funnel on this stairway.
Oh, wake up, Sister Issue now?
What's going on?
Yo, Sister Issue,
Okay, so he's screaming, so they're probably thinking, oh, this guy's a little crazy. No big deal. So this is in Brooklyn, where they have lots of gun control. Nobody can have a gun. Wow, I'm surprised there was a gun here because the liberals keep telling me how great gun control saves lives, and all these criminals keep getting guns. And yet they won't let a good citizen have a gun. Shocking.
You sure you got your perk on? You know the guys playing on Magic, all that stupid shit, right?
You called?
Huh?
Did you call?
Yo, this phone hurt.
Oh, yo, put the gun down.
Okay, so when I first saw this, I was like, man, these cops said put the gun down, then they start shooting. That's kind of bullshit. Watch how quick they shoot.
You called?
Huh?
Did you call?
Yo, this phone hurt.
Oh, yo, put the gun down.
Wow, that was a lot of rounds just because a dude walked out with a gun. Well, when I first saw this, my initial reaction was, shit, man, these cops sprayed and prayed and went crazy. It could have been a toy gun. It could have been... They went freaking crazy. Well, with more information, my opinion changes.
Oh, officers!
What's going on? Did you call?
Yeah, I gave you a call.
What's going on?
So this guy's drying his head, looking like he walked out of the shower, and is talking pretty cool.
Say that with all you motherfuckers, man. What you got on? Oh, wake up, Sister Issue now?
What's going on?
Yo, Sister Issue, you got some misunderstanding, man. You sure you got your perk?
So there is 4 officers. I thought I saw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy kind of sticks out for some reason.
You know the guys playing on Magic, all that stupid shit, right?
You called?
Huh?
Did you call?
Yo, this
Okay, stairwell, fatal funnel. This guy can't escape. This guy's behind him. When his shooting starts, he's going to get behind this guy. It's just natural. This guy's going to get behind both of them, etc.
Oh, yo, put the gun down.
So, suspect fired first. I didn't even know that on the first one, which is why video can be so deceiving when you don't have all the facts. Now, I'm sure CNN will just be showing where the cops fired and said this poor man was in his home drying his hair, and they'll cut and paste this, and they won't show this part and say the cops shot a poor black man who was getting out of the shower for no reason. So it's very easy to manipulate data when you have limited information. So all these rounds afterwards, I'm a little bit okay with now because this dude fired at him. So these guys doing a mag dump here, I'm a little more okay with it. Plus, they just got shot at point blank. We don't know if one of them shot or whatever. I didn't even read what. Let's see what happens here. Let's see. And I would like to know what the call was originally. On Sunday night, 9 p.m., 1 sergeant, 3 police officers signed to Precinct, Brooklyn. A man called 911 from a closet in his apartment saying his roommate had just shot him in both legs. Holy shit! Now these guys are kind of dumb. They're going to a call where a dude said he shot somebody in both legs, and they get caught. They don't have their guns out. They don't take the guy out at gunpoint. See, with more information, I changed my opinion again. As the officers ascended the stairway, the subject exited his apartment wearing a blanket over his shoulder. The officers then engaged him in conversation regarding the 911 call. At this time, the perpetrator pulled out a .38 caliber revolver from under the blanket, displayed it toward the officer. The officers drew their service weapons and stated multiple times for him to drop. I don't know if this is kind of propaganda here. The officers drew their weapons and stated multiple times. This whole thing happened within a second. When they saw the gun, he started shooting. So by reading this, there was a lot of time. The officers gave him multiple opportunities. The perpetrator ignored multiple commands and fired his revolver 3 times toward the officers, approximately 10 feet away. The police officer, who was first in a single file line, instinctively turned his body, bladed himself. Man, you ought to be, whoever writing this on police activity, man, you should be like the policeman's spokesperson. You're making him look out he planned that. The police officer, with his fine training and government background, instinctively turned his body and bladed himself and was able to avoid a direct impact of the bullet-resistant vest. The bullet grazed the front of his vest, which struck his body-worn camera magnet. Another bullet grazed the shin of the 4th officer in line. Police said both officers taken to hospital, evaluated, and were stable conditions. Police say the suspect then retreated back in his apartment. Investigators say none of those shots struck him. All those cop shots, suspect was never shot. Wow. The suspect, identified 45 years, Rashid, from Who Gives a Shit a Stand, barricaded himself in the unit and took a hostage. After an hour of hostage negotiations, were able to bring him out and take him into custody. Yay! Government, man, they did such a good job. What a cluster. All those shots fired and not one hit him? Really? Now remember, they're on a call to where some dude's in the closet saying my roommate shot me in both legs. That changes why they're idiots right here. Even more idiots. Not one person has their hand on their gun. They're using a guardrail. Unbelievable.
Stupid shit, right?
You called?
Huh? Did you call? This phone hurt.
Oh, yo, put the gun.
Oh, look at that fast, his instinctive training bladed to avoid the round. Damn, police activity, you're really kind of sucking on the blue schlong there. All those shots. Guy shoots 3 shots, hits 2 officers. Now, obviously, he had the upper hand. He knew what he was going to do. The officers had to wait for him to react. But the officers had more information. They already knew they were going to a shooting call. They already knew there might be a gun involved, and they didn't have their gun out. I talk about this lag time. The reason why these cops missed is because they were behind the power curve. Had their guns been out and they were ready and saying, show me your hands and come out of the apartment, we have a shooting call, don't go back in the apartment, drop the freaking towel, get your ass out here with your hands up, they would have been in a better position to return fire and hit their target. Instead, their guns were in their holster. They're trying to play community policing. They don't want to get a complaint or be called a racist, so they're running around like freaking idiots, and they fire 14 or 15, 20 shots, and not one hit the target. Action is always faster than reaction, which is why you want to get your gun out, and you want to get it on target, and you want to be ready to shoot, so your reaction time is cut down, and you can get hits on target. Wow, good little video. All right, we'll end it there.